very important. Very important. So look up, please. All right. Now, today, we're going to talk about percent of change. All right. So, for example, question number 1. If you went from 25 to 18, that means you went down a certain amount. All right, a certain percentage, because you went down 25 to 18. Now, most people don't know that that is a 28% decrease. All right, they can't just look at that and say, well, obviously that's 28%. All right, so I'm going to show you how we do that. All right, so please pay attention. Again, remember, I've tried to tell you now for the last 2 weeks, this is one of the important lessons because it's teaching you everything you need to know about numbers. All right, decimals, fractions, and percents. All right, super important. All right, so now, in order to find the percent of change, basically it's a formula. All right, basically it's a formula. And here's what your formula is. All right, I'm gonna write it down here. All right, so you can see it. The percent of increase or decrease. This is the formula. So I need everybody to write this down. Percent of increase or decrease is always the change divided by the original amount. Now, when you do the change and divide it by the original amount, that gives you a what? A decimal. So what do I do to the decimal to change it to a percent?
Move it 2 spots to the left or right.
Move it 2 spots to the right. Or you're just going to multiply by 100. Now again, I really don't tell my kids it's the change divided by the original amount times 100 because most of my kids understand when you see a decimal, that's a decimal, not a percent. All right? So you have to multiply that answer by 100, or you can just say, I move the decimal to the right 2 places, because that's what you do. All right? So everybody with me. Now, you guys have been trying to work on getting calculators. Right? You're supposed to bring your own calculators, just like you're bringing your own pencil, and you're bringing your own paper. That's what you're supposed to do. All right? So now, here we go. To figure out how I knew it was 28%, here's what you're doing for question number 1. Question number 1. It says, I went from 25 to 18. I went from 25 to 18. So if I went from 25 to 18, that was a change of what?
30%.
No, it was a change. How much did it change by?
7.
By 7. Now, how do I know what change is? Just subtract the numbers. Is everybody with me on this? So I changed by what? 7. And then I divide it by the original amount. Where did you start at?
18.
Where did I start at? You started at 25. So you would take 7 and divide it by 25. Now, hopefully, some of you looking at that like, well, I don't really need my calculator for that because that's the same as 28 out of 100, which is the same as 28%. But if you're not recognizing that, you can type it on your calculator, 7 divided by 25, which worked out to be what? 0.28. Now, don't take my word for it. Do that on your calculator right now. All right? Hello? Yes. Aiden. I don't know why he's leaving. All right, so you have this now. I want all these done. It's this easy. Do you hear me, Aiden? You know how easy this is? Change divided by the original amount, and that's the decimal. So that is the fraction. I just gave you the decimal, and now we want the percent. And the percent would be what? 28%. All right, it's really that easy, so I want you to get done. I did, 2. 1 through 20. All right? All right. Now, this is a 28% what, though, guys? Decrease, because I went what? Down. It's an increase if it goes what? Up. It's that obvious. All right? So now, 36 is increased to 84. If 36 is increased to 84, what is the change? Somebody tell me what the change is.
48.
Somebody said 48. Is that true? 48.
Yes.
What was the original amount? Where did you start at? 36. All right. So now everybody take 36 or 48 and divide it by 36. And tell me what that is.
It's 130.
No, I don't think so. What is it?
1.3.
1 point what? 1.3 repeated. I know you were. I know. That's why I'm trying to teach you. Answer my question. You'll be a lot smarter. All right, so now I have 1.3 repeated. Now the hard part, Gavin, what percent is that? Yeah, 133%. Now, Gavin, and everybody else, that's good if you're a B plus student. And 1/3. Now you're an A plus. Anytime you see 3 repeated, you know it has to be the fraction. So I would like everybody in here to understand that that technically is 133 and 1/3%. Now, if you wrote it as 133.3 repeated percent, I wouldn't be mad at you either. But 133 and 1/3% is A plus. All right, that's what you're shooting for. All right, so you should recognize 3 repeated is the fraction 1/3. All right, now was that an increase or a decrease? Obviously it's increase, so I don't make you write down increase or decrease. Because if you can't see whether it's going up or going down, we got more problems than we know how to deal with. All right, so let's take a look at number 3 now. Number 3, okay, Bradley, I went from 62 to 52.
That's changed by 10.
Changed by 10. So now everybody writes down on your paper 10. All right? And you have the fraction bar. So it'd be 10 over what?
62.
Let Bradley do it. 10 over 62. And then what decimal is that? 0.16 what?
1.161.
Is it repeating or just?
0.29.
All right, so there we go. 0.16129, blah, blah, blah. So obviously, I don't see a pattern in that. Does everybody agree? So we could say now that that's approximately, that's what the symbol is for approximately. We could say 16.13%. Is everybody good with that? I moved the decimal to the right. 2 spots. Come on, Bradley, what? How I got what? I looked at the 9. And it's more than 5. So I moved that up 1. Right? What's the matter, Bradley? Come on. I said the 2 looks at the 9. If it's 5 or more, it goes up 1. So we're just rounding. Yes. Just drops off. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. Here we go. Okay. So 28 is increased to 96. Jack, what did that go up?
68.
Good job. So it went up 68. And where did it start at? So everybody do 68 divided by 28 and write the decimal. Perfect. All right. So now we're going to estimate what percent is that. What? Move the decimal 2 places. Once, twice.
Oh, wait, I didn't.
0.9, right? We could do 0.9. I don't really care what you round to. I think everybody knows that. Does everybody see that? Right? If you wanted to round it to 8, 5, I'm okay with that too. Yes, ma'am. Well, if it doesn't work out to a number that we know, like 0.3 repeated, we knew was 1/3. Right? If you didn't write that, I don't care. But you know, I'm trying to make you really smart. So those are little things that separate kids. When kids know 0.3 repeated is 1/3. All right, just by the patterns. Okay. Now, here are the ones that are important now, guys. So I need your attention. All right? The word problems. All right? They're not hard. All right? Especially if you understand percentages. All right? So it says the regular price of a sweater is $42.99. It's on sale 20% off. Find the sale price. All right? Now I'm going to show you 2 ways. I want everybody to pay attention because it's going to help you out a whole bunch. All right? Please pay attention. All right? If I take $42.99 and I multiply that by 20%, which is 0.2, does everybody agree?
Yeah.
Everybody do that on the calculator for me.
8.59.
So we would round to $5. We're doing money, so we got to round to the nearest penny.
So it would be $8.60.
Tell me what's on the calculator.
It's 8.598.
Like this, right? So then that would round to $8.60. Does everybody agree with me? That $8.60 represents the what? Just represents the discount. That's the part that you don't have to pay. Does everybody agree with that? Everybody hearing me?
Yeah.
Right. So if that's the part you don't have to pay, what would I have to pay? How do I figure out how much I would have to pay? Yes. So 42.99 minus 8.60, and somebody tell me what that is. $34.39 is the what? The sale price. Everybody with me on this? Now, everybody in here now should know how to go to a store and buy something when they say there's a discount. Right? There should be no like, oh my gosh, how are they doing that? You take the cost, multiply by the percent, and that gives you the discount. Is everybody with me on that? Now, notice what I'm highlighting here. The highlighted part I want to show you right off the bat is the discount. Do you agree? So if they said, how much would you save? You would say, I'd save $8.60. But if they say, how much do you have to give them? You have to give them what? $34.39. Is everybody happy with that explanation? What? Yes, sir. Yep. All right. So now, all right. So now I'm going to show you something even better. All right. I want to show you something better. All right. When you walk into a store, what percent you have to pay for something?
100.
You have to pay 100%, or you're what? Stealing. Right? Is everybody with me? You have to pay 100%. All right. However, when you go into a store, sometimes they'll say you only have to pay 20%, or you get a 20% discount. If you get a 20% discount, that means you only have to pay what?
80%.
You only have to pay 80%. Does everybody agree? Yep. So now what I want everybody to do is I want everybody to take $42.99, and I want you to multiply that by 0.80. Now, why do I multiply that by 0.80? Because that's how much you have to pay.
Oh, $34.
And so now what do I have? $34.39. Do you agree with that? Is that round right?
Oh.
Yep. Now look, did everybody understand what I just did, right? So I need you to hear me one more time. When you go into the store, you have to pay what percent? No.
100.
You have to pay 100%, or you're stealing. You have to pay it for everything. It's not negotiable. All right? Now, sometimes you go into the store and they have discounts. 20% off today. So then instead of paying 100%, you only have to pay what? 80%. And how do you find 80% of something? You just multiply. And that's how you figure out your price. All right? Now, all right, that's what I wanted you to know. All right, so now I want to look at question number 6. It says, the retail price of a pair of shoes is 98%, is a 90% increase from its wholesale. Now, most of you don't really know about wholesale and retail. Do you want me to explain that to you real quick? All right, so wholesale, if I own a shoe company, I buy things what? Wholesale. And then I sell them for what? Retail. That's the difference. So wholesale is what you buy them for. The retail is what you what? Sell them for. And the difference between the wholesale and the retail is your profit. Do you understand that? You can't make money if you don't sell it for more than you buy it. Does everybody agree with me? And that's how businesses work. That's how businesses make money. Is everybody good with this? All right? So your wholesale is what you buy it for. All right? Now it says here that the wholesale price is $12.50. Then what would I sell them for? All right? So everybody take out the calculator, or first write this on your paper. You would take $12.50 and I would multiply that by what? 0.98. And tell me what that is. It's almost 100%. So you should know you're marking up about 12. Right. Yeah, so it should be almost $12.50. But somebody tell me what 12.50 times 0.98 is.
It's
$12.25.
12.25 I've got so far. Does that sound right?
It's 12.25.
Look at, double check. Is that right?
Yeah.
12.50 times 0.98.
Yeah.
Now remember, when you're dealing with money, you always round to the nearest penny. Everybody good with that? All right. So the 12.25 is how much you have to mark it up. You with me? Plus the original. So what you have to sell in order to find the retail price, you have to take the $12.50, what you paid for it, and add what? $12.25.
Which is $24.75.
So you would have to sell it for what? You would have to sell it for $24.75 if you want a 98% profit. Gavin, that's very good. All right, very true. Now stop talking for a second and listen. I want everybody to be able to say what Gavin just said. All right? The $12.50 represents what you buy something for, and then you're going to sell it for what? $24.75. And then you're going to make what? A profit. What you sell it for is considered your what? Retail, and what you buy it for is your what? Wholesale. Remain with me on that. All right, like I said, I'm not really expecting you to understand that, but I'm expecting you to understand it now. Everybody happy with that? Now, is there a quicker way? Yes. Let me show you a quicker way. All right? So, yes.
Well, what if, like, an ice cream place, they make their own ice cream? Then,
Well, what they do is they figure out what it costs to make the ice cream. And then, like, to buy the milk and to buy the ice and to buy the everything that it costs. And then they say, well, in order for us to live, we have to charge more. Right? No. Now watch me. And this will make sense to you. That's a good thought, though. All right? So now, what was the cost originally? $12.50, right? Everybody hear me? And $12.50 represents what? 100%, right? But you have to mark it up how much? Watch me now, guys. Come on, Carter. If the $12.50 represents 100%, and I'm going to add what? 98%. What's 100% plus 98%? 198%. Yeah, now look at that. Take 1250 and multiply it by 1.98. And somebody tell me what that is. You don't listen to him. I want you guys, no. I want everybody else to be typing at it on your calculator. Come on. All right, I don't care if you're sick. Let's go. Multiply. Just using your fingers. You hear me on that? Does that make sense? So 1250 times 1.98, because what does 1.98 represent? It represents 100% plus 98%. And that answer worked out to be what, guys? 2475. 2475. You hear me? Thomas, how are you doing back there? You agreeing with me or not? You're kind of quiet again today. You good or not? Okay. So I'm happy with that. All right? So I'm going to do a couple more with you. All right? Let's do a couple more. So 72 is decreased to 45. Sunshine, how do I do that? Eight's not here, so you're the only sunshine. So what do I have to do? Tell me what to do first. 72 minus 45, what is that? Over what? Beautiful. That is the fraction. So you have to write the fraction. Now she's going to write the decimal for me. 0.375. And so now write the percent for me. You're awesome, girl. That sounded really good. 37.5%. That's easy. That's not that hard. Yes. Okay. So, number 8. No. Let's do number 9. We're skipping 8. I want you to do 8 for homework. What? No, I got one. Jack's going to do it. I'll let you do the next one after that. All right, so now what do I do? Which is? Come on, you are not using a calculator to do that. 40 over what? Good job. 40 over 180, which is the same as? Point 2 repeated. All right. So now I want to see if you can tell me what percent that would be. Tell me the percent. No, you got to move it 2 places to the right. Come on. Are you going to the right or going to the left? One. The other right.
I know, like
I know, I'm totally kidding you. Come on, Jack, don't worry. So tell me what the answer is. Yes, so those of you guys who wrote 22.2 repeated, I'm happy. For those of you guys who are awesome, oh yeah, don't forget the percent sign. Thank you, girls. Those of you guys who are awesome, you could write that as what? Nope. Nope. 2 ninths. Remember, 0.2 repeating is 2 ninths. So it'd be 22 and 2 ninths %. All right. Now, like I said, I'm not asking you to know that. I'm just saying those of you guys with some thinking, right? Anytime you see repeated numbers, you know it's over 9. All right. So is everybody okay with that? 22 and 2 ninths %. All right. So here we go. I want to do number 11 now. Okay, now number 11, Chloe, I want you to read it to me, and then I want you to tell me your thoughts. Go. 11, I'm sorry, the skateboard.
A skateboard that sells for $65 is on sale for 15% off.
Now hold off 1 second. I'm going to do something. I don't know if that helps or not, but it helps me. Is that a little lighter?
Yeah, find the sale price.
Okay, so tell me when you walk into a store and you see a skateboard for $65 and they say it's 15% off. How do I figure out what I'm going to have to pay? Shh. I want to hear your explanation.
So, six,
Go ahead, girl.
65 times
Good job.
0.15.
Good job. Do 65 times 0.15.
I got
Shh, no.
and 9.75.
9.75. Now, right next to that, I want you to write discount. Right, that's the discount. So what do you have to pay for it?
So 9.75. Oh, plus 65.
Now look, when you go into a store and see a discount 15% off, you're going to add money to it? You're going to go up to it and say, oh, I don't really feel like paying $65. I'd rather pay $70-something for it.
65.
65, yes.
65 minus
There you go. That makes sense, right? So tell me what that is. $55.25. Yes, that's what I got. $55.25. Right. So $55.25. Everybody agree with that? Now, those of you got, well, that's just because you typed in the wrong number first. All right. So now, listen, those of you guys who are listening now, right, to do it super fast.
I did 0.85.
Yes, listen, girls, listen to what he's saying again. What do you do?
65 times 0.85.
I need everybody to write down on their paper 65 times 0.85. Now, why is it times 0.85, Gavin?
Because it's 85. Because it's 15% off, and you're paying for 85%.
Exactly. Normally you have to pay what percent?
100.
100. But if they discount it, you only have to pay.
85.
So everybody, please, you're not going to see it, you're not going to understand it until you actually physically look at your calculator and say, okay, that makes sense. Right? I just subtracted 15%, which means I only have to pay what? 85%. So now on your calculator, multiply 65 times 0.85, and you can see that is exactly what? Exactly the same answer. Exactly the same answer. Is everybody good with this? All right? So now let's do number 12 together. All right? It says, a jeweler buys a ring for $85, and then he sells the ring for a 135% increase. So now we're going to try to think about this. How much did I buy it for? I bought it for 85. Now listen to me. Listen to me carefully on this, guys, because I think this is important and worth mentioning. All right, stop and listen. You're not hearing me. All right, I bought something for what? $85. Right? Now, do you really think someone would pay 135% more than what that value is? You really think so? Yes or no? No. What if it was a Picasso, though?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying, right? So if you go someplace and you find something of value and you buy it, and then 10 years down the road somebody goes back and, oh my gosh, look what you bought, they might give you a lot of money for it. Is everybody with me? So that's what this person thinks. This person thinks that, wow, this person made something very nice. People will pay good money for it. All right? So they bought it for what? $85. And now they're going to add what percent? So what percent is the 85? 100%. So please, everybody write this down. 100% plus what? Plus what? No.
135.
135. The $85 cost what, or is what percent? 100. You're adding what percent? No. You're adding 135%. So if I add those together, that would be what? I'm going to 135%. So to figure out what I'm going to sell it for, I'm going to do what? Yes, everybody's good now. You're going to go 85 times 2.35. Is everybody with me on this? Yes. 85 times 2.35. And somebody tell me what that is. $199.75. What? I'm listening to you very carefully. Go.
Do you have to move over the 235 two places, or do you move the answer?
This, you move back 2 places. Because the decimal's at the end of the percentage.
I got 1,000.
No, you didn't. Try it again. Clear your calculator and do 85 times 2.35. You did 235.
Oh.
What?
I did it different way, but I got
Yeah, now listen to me. I know you could have multiplied by 1.35 and then added it. But you guys, I want you to do something smart. I want you to say, when you pay for something, you have to pay what? 100%. Then you're going to add 135% to the cost. Do you agree? So 100%, just listen to me. 100% plus 135% is what? 235%. That's how I want you to think about it. Just like when you go into a store and say something's 30% off. If something's 30% off, that means you only have to pay what? 70%. All right, so now you can take out your calculator and say, look, I'm just going to multiply it times 0.7, and that's what I'm going to have to pay for it. All right, now why is 50% so easy? It's just half. Everybody can do that. It's when somebody says 40% off. They're going, oh my gosh, what do I do? All right, what?
Could you have also done 85 times 2 and then times 0.75?
You mean 6.5.
Oh, yeah, 6.5.
All right, no, I don't recommend that.
But would you still get the same answer?
I know. I don't want you to do that. All right. Now, let me see. Thomas, you're on 13, buddy. Tell me what to do on 13. Read it to me.
$8.80 is increased to $17.60.
So what's my percentage increase? What do I have to do?
You have to add them.
What does the change mean to do? Add or subtract? Subtract them. So take out your calculator and subtract them for me, Thomas. That's what I was worried about. And what do you get? What did you get? Yep. So now I put 8.8 down. And what do I divide it by? Nope. Because you divide by what you started with, Thomas. So divide that by 8.8. You don't have to use your calculator. What's 8.8 divided by 8.8? Thomas? You have here or not? 1. So 1 is the same as what percent, though? Thomas, you want to give it a shot? 1 is the same as? Nope. 1% is the same as? Diesel?
100%.
You with me on this? Right, because you got to remember, you got to move the decimal 2 places. So 1 is the same as 100%. Everybody hearing me? All right. 8.8 divided by 8.8 is 1. So 1 is the same as 100%. All right, so you increase the price by 100%. Yes. Yes, I'll let you do number 5. Tell me what to do on number 5. 15, I'm sorry. And what is that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 17.5. 9. Oh, I'm sorry, 17.1. Now listen, the reason why it doesn't, you don't have to worry about the positive or the negative. If you subtract them, that the answer is either positive or negative, right? But it's an increase, so automatically, instead of being negative, it's a positive. Then we have to divide that by what? 39.2. That's kind of hard to see. All right, so 0.43622, is that what you said? Okay, so that's approximately, yeah, I'm okay with that, about 43.6%. Everybody happy? All right, good job. Guys, finish this up now. All we have to do is you have to go back and do 8, 10, and the rest of them. Does everybody hear me? All the way up to 20. Tomorrow I'm checking your work.
Nobody leave yet.
All right, I need that.
Guys, I need to